Beginning from the annulment 28 years ago, pro-democracy elements in the country have commemorated June 12th, serving as it were event for the yearnings of democratic rebirth. June 12, 1993 was the day thousands of Nigerians expressed the right in one of the freest and most peaceful elections since independence and voting for the candidate of their choice between Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola of the Social Democratic Party and Alhaji Bashir Tofa of the National Republican Convention (NRC). The outcome of the election was retracted by the then military government headed by General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, which does not undermine its credibility till today. For Nigerians born during that period who are now young adults, it is like a fairy tale. Nigerians suffered and fought to get whatever democratic space there is today. A Nigerian, Alhaji Owoyemi Nasiru, added his voice on the event of the day and that it was a pity that MKO Abiola could not survive to witness what Nigerians are passing through over the democracy he fought rigorously for years ago.
MKO Abiola is one of the Nigerian heroes that fought for democracy, but unfortunately, he could not survive it. He died. There is this rumor all about that some people are going to protest, probably for political reason or economic reason. But I urge the government to take proactive action to ensure that this protest is not hijacked by the hoodlums. It's a great day, and I believe that God will remember Nigeria as well.
The symbolic adoption of June 12th as Nigeria's Democracy Day from the erstwhile May 29th by the present administration is the result of the enduring impact of the struggling for democracy in our country. For a long while, Nigeria was under the jackpot of military rule, and the rights of its citizens were reduced to that of subjects, and the country subsequently became a pariah entity within the international community. The mindless annulment provided the needed anchor for the ultimate push of the military into the barracks by the pro-democracy movement.
Democracy is coined from the word demo and kratia. The word demo means people, while kratia means rule. Now, bringing the two together, demo and kratia, it means a kind of government or a system of government where the people rules. That is, where the say of the majority is the priority to the government.
June 12 symbolizes free voting and fair elections, and the spirit of June 12 has been routinely violated by various state factors. It is indeed disheartening that issues relating to undermining the rule of law and respect for fundamental human rights in the present-day Nigeria are consistently being addressed even after years of uninterrupted democratic system. In a time when the right of citizens to hold an opinion does not guarantee safety, then the need to celebrate democracy should be questioned. Speaking in the same vein, a former chairman of Ilaje local government at the time who was just away from office over the issue and is the Secretary General of Afenifere, Barrister Shola Abiseni, laments that it was a pity Nigeria is where it is today despite the fights and agitations of patriots to have a dependable and reliable democracy.
The difference between the elections in June 12 and these, and some of these that have been coming, was first and foremost the election of June 12 was the election of ideas. You know clearly what the SDP was putting on the table. Babangida said we were a little to the left from social welfare point of view of our ideology. And the other party, NRC, was basically conservative, and there was no doubt about that. Much of what happened in 1993 election, it was an election that was less monetized. Yes, I said less monetized because there is no election without some expenses, but not as we have it today. Thirdly, from the point of view of the umpire, the INEC, election 1993 was an election of option A4, if I still remember, where the processes started from the ward to the local government, to the state, and to the fourth one, which is at the federal. You never could become anything in that process without having to find your way through the processes from the ward to the next level. In which case, along the line, you are faced with the scrutiny of the people of your constituency. Unlike now, anybody can just stand up without having been tried anywhere and said he wants to do anything. If he has his money, he will go there. So, it wasn't me, it was Nigerian and international observers that came to the conclusion that that election was the freest and the fairest Nigeria has ever got. And up to today, I don't think that standard has been beaten.
In the past, and more pronounced in recent years, hatred between ethnic groups have increased and holding conversations on ethnicity have become more difficult. There have been calls for restructuring, secession, and also division of major ethnic groups in the country. Some have also asked for a return to true federalism and most especially a review of the Nigerian constitution.
The leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, what I can say about the leadership is that there is high rate of tribalism in this leadership and favoritism. And I am so surprised that Nigeria would elect somebody like Buhari to be their president. One problem that I have seen that is affecting Nigerians is that we don't have the knowledge of the past. When Buhari was the military head of state in Nigeria, the same way he behaved when he was the military head of state in Nigeria, the same way he's behaving now. So it is obvious that, in the society, no matter how you put people together, their individuality will still remain. Now, it is certain that the individuality Buhari played in his military regime is bringing it in this democratic regime. So Buhari is not the best president for Nigeria. So what I would say about this present regime is that as far as Nigeria democracy is concerned, this regime is a serious catalyst to democracy in Nigeria.
Coming to the ethnic group, we are the one that misunderstanding the ethnic group. If this country is good, maybe nobody will be complaining of ethnic group, or let us stop ethnic group or whatever they call it. Let us come together as one and make Nigeria great as it is before.
I don't think there is a particular ethnic group that is better. We all need ourselves to grow. We need ourselves to be established. But there is a notion that says if we cannot stand, he said united we stand and divided we fall. So if we divide, if God wants us to divide and everybody should be in his place, if that will bring us to bring everything to normal, I think it should happen. But if God can still bring us together and things will still be okay, then we are good to go. And my take is that with the way things are, because all these ethnic groups, they have their own belief, they have their own values as well. So our values, Yoruba values, is different from Igbo values, is different from Hausa values. So my take right now is that we should just stay on our own.
The leadership of this country is not good for me. I don't know how others feel, but for me particularly, I do not like it. I do not like the way things is going. And no one is safe now. Everybody is complaining of Fulani herdsmen, and truly, the thing that is going in this country is not good. No security. You cannot even travel. Everybody is afraid to travel. You cannot move out for night. So whatever way we are going, you'll be afraid of. Maybe we can have another system of government or change our constitution to make things easier for the poverty.
We are in a situation now where Nigerians could not separate the president of Nigeria from the ethnic group where he comes from. You have a situation where the utterances of the president are such that we had no respect for other Nigerians outside of his own tribe. I listened to the president of Nigeria who said he was going to deal with the Igbo people and reminded them of the genocide of 1967 to 1970, that he was still going to treat them in the language they understood. As if it was a slip of the tongue, the president was given another opportunity 3 weeks later on Arise television, and he made a war statement. He described the entirety of Igbo territory as a dot in a circle, and that because the leaders and the youths of South have agreed not to be part of the secessionist agenda, therefore the Igbo people are caved in, that even if they succeeded, they will have nowhere to exit to. And he reminded them that, look, you are all over Nigeria, setting up companies and businesses, and you say you want to go. If you know what you are doing, you won't say that. That's not how a president speaks. A president should generate confidence in the people. Our president said, whether Governor Autumn of Benue State liked it or not, he should go and settle with his assailants. People want to kill him and his people. If you don't go and settle with them, then you have nowhere to go. That is the only guarantee of your existence. At a time, I think out of exasperation, our brother Femi Adesina came and said, look, will it not be better for you to live than to be defending land? So if somebody says, is either your life or your land, will you not be reasonable enough to say, you can take land and leave me? That is the country that we are in.
The history of democracy in Nigeria is still not over. This year's Democracy Day holiday is an opportunity to reaffirm the power the rule of law holds and also the fundamental human rights of every citizen. It is also an opportunity to discuss ways that will bring various ethnic groups together and most of all, to recollect the origin of our democracy.